Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to sift through stacks of info and pull out the key insights for you. Today, we're jumping into, well, probably one of the biggest debates in football, isn't it? Who really is the GOAT? Pele or Lionel Messi? I mean, both are just absolute titans of the sport. They completely redefined what excellence looked like, captivated everyone. Amazing skill, unforgettable moments.
Exactly. And our goal today, our mission, if you like, is to get beyond the usual fan arguments.
Yeah.
We're going to really try and examine their achievements, look at their playing styles, their impact on the whole game. Hopefully this deep dive helps us and you navigate this, well, this legendary question. It's fascinating.
It really is. But defining greatness in football, that's tough, right? What does it even mean? Is it just about the hard numbers, goals, assists, that kind of thing? Or is it more about the trophies, the league titles, the World Cups?
Or maybe it's those things you can't quite measure, like their ability to inspire people, or maybe revolutionize tactics, or just performing when the pressure is absolutely immense.
Yeah, and that leads straight into the big problem, comparing players from completely different times.
It's a huge hurdle. The game's changed so much.
Yeah.
Tactics, training, even the ball technology, player fitness.
Yeah.
It's worlds apart.
Right. Some people look at Pele dominating back then, less global coverage, maybe less scrutiny, and think that's more impressive.
Exactly. But then others point to Messi, his unbelievable consistency in this super intense modern era where every single move is analyzed. Surviving and thriving in that environment, that's remarkable too.
It makes you wonder if Pele's generation would even recognize some parts of the game today. Okay, so context is everything here. Let's start with the king. Let's go back to Pele's era.
Edson Arantes do Nascimento. Pele, yeah, the king is right. His main period of dominance, we're talking the 1950s, the 1960s. He just had this incredible mix of speed, technical skill, and, well, he was just lethal in front of goal.
And his time with Brazil, with Santos, incredibly impactful. The thing that just always jumps out with Pele, obviously, is leading Brazil to 3 World Cups. 58, 62, 70, that's unmatched. What was it about him that allowed that to happen? And tell us more about that 58 World Cup, his big entrance.
Oh, he burst onto the scene. He was only 17 in 1958, scored 6 goals, including that iconic one in the final. That tournament basically made him a global superstar overnight. And the numbers, well, they're staggering. Over 1,000 goals if you count everything, official and unofficial. Competitively, it's 757 goals, which gives him a goal-to-game ratio around 0.93.
Yeah.
Just astonishing. But it wasn't just goals. He was so complete. Great vision, incredible dribbling, creating chances. He could do it all.
You mentioned global superstar. His time later with the New York Cosmos often comes up. How did he manage to boost the sport's popularity somewhere like the U.S., where football wasn't big then, especially without today's media saturation?
Well, just him being there was an event. People came just to see Pele. That move to the Cosmos, it was, a really smart move. It brought the game to a whole new audience in America. He really helped turn football into this global spectacle we know now. Paved the way. And those defining moments, they're just legendary. The hat-trick in the 58 semifinal against France, or that amazing assist in the 1970 final against Italy. He always delivered on the biggest stage. And beyond football, he was just this huge cultural figure. Brought a lot of joy, especially in Brazil, during some tough times.
Okay, so if Pele was the undisputed king of his time, the 21st century definitely has its own maestro. Let's shift over to Lionel Messi, often called a, once-in-a-generation talent. Redefine the modern game.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming through Barcelona's academy, La Masia, his whole career is just about incredible consistency, creativity, just pure brilliance. His style is so distinctive, isn't it? The dribbling, people say it's like a video game, weaving through defenders like they aren't there. And then there's the vision, the passing, almost surgical. Plus, of course, the unbelievable goal record.
Looking at Messi's trophy cabinet, it's overflowing. Is there one win you think really stands out that defines his career in a way?
That's tough. Obviously, the 4 Champions Leagues with Barcelona, the 10 La Liga titles, that shows incredible club dominance. But I think for many, and probably for Messi himself, that 2022 World Cup win with Argentina, that was huge. It kind of silenced any debate about his international legacy, and individually. A record 7 Ballon d'Or awards. That basically says dominant for nearly 2 decades.
Right. So over 700 competitive goals, a goal ratio right up there with Pele's. But what about the other side of his game, the playmaking? Did the stats back that up too?
Oh, absolutely. His assist numbers are phenomenal too. That's what makes him so special. He's both an elite scorer and an elite creator. You see it all the time in those moments. That solo goal against Getafe back in '07, people still talk about it, comparing to Maradona, or his performances in Champions League finals, like scoring that header against Man United in 2009, and of course leading Argentina in 2022. Just incredible leadership. And he does it with this quiet kind of leadership. Inspires people through humility, through sheer hard work. It's quite different from Pele's charisma.
Okay, now for the really tricky part. Comparing them directly, we have to talk about those different eras again. Can you remind us, what were the specific conditions Pele played under?
Well, like we touched on, football was just less global. Fewer big competitive games, maybe. It was also arguably a more physical game back then. Pitches weren't always great. Refereeing could be less consistent. And training methods, fitness science, pretty basic compared to today. So for him to dominate in those conditions, it really highlights his raw natural talent, his adaptability.
That does put it in perspective. Okay, contrast that with Messi. Thriving now, intense competition, constant analysis.
Exactly. Every game under the microscope. Peak fitness is non-negotiable. Tactical understanding has to be immense. And Messi's longevity. Staying world-class well into his late 30s. That takes incredible discipline, incredible skill.
But it's fair to mention the counter-arguments people raise against Messi sometimes, isn't it? Like maybe early on, he relied heavily on that amazing Barcelona system and the struggles with Argentina before 2022.
Yeah, those points definitely come up in the debate, and they're worth considering. If we look purely at stats again, Pele's total goals, slightly higher. But Messi, well, his assist numbers are huge, and those 7 Ballon d'Ors, that gives him an edge in individual awards, you could say. And the World Cups. Yeah, for ages, Pele's 3 were seen as the ultimate, like the trump card in this discussion. But Messi winning in 2022 definitely closed that gap significantly.
It feels like their influence reflects their times too. Pele helped make football global before the internet. Messi inspires millions now through artistry in this digital age.
That's a great way to put it. Their contributions are almost shaped by the eras they played in.
So let's move beyond just the stats and trophies. What about the intangibles? Their legacy, their impact. With Pele, there was this incredible charisma, right? Showmanship. He helped make football this massive global spectacle, a real trailblazer too, especially for South American players. It makes you think greatness isn't just numbers, is it?
Not at all. And Messi, in his own way, has been revolutionary too. He's kind of redefined positions, hasn't he? That blend of playmaker and goal scorer from often deeper areas. He's influenced modern tactics massively. And his personality, quiet off the pitch, explosive on it, that makes him sort of a relatable icon for many. His legacy is so tied up with that incredible Barcelona tiki-taka era, and now with Argentina's big comeback.
And both have clearly inspired whole generations. Pele linked to Brazil's golden age.
And Messi with Barca's revolution and Argentina's recent triumphs.
Ultimately, they both kind of transcended the sport itself, didn't they?
Yeah. Pele, the global ambassador. Messi, maybe a symbol of quiet perseverance and genius. It almost makes the question of who's better feel less important. It's more about what each of them represents.
So after all this, who's the real GOAT? Well, as we kind of explored, it really boils down to what you value most, doesn't it? If you prioritize those World Cups, that historical, groundbreaking impact, Pele's case is incredibly strong. Hard to argue against 3 World Cups.
But if you lean towards individual brilliance, sheer consistency over decades, dominating in the hyper-competitive modern game, maybe Messi gets the edge for you.
Both achieve things that just seem, well, almost superhuman at times. Their legacies aren't going anywhere. They'll be talked about for generations.
Absolutely. And maybe the best part of this whole debate is just celebrating them both. 2 players who gave so much joy to football fans. Pele's flair, Messi's genius. They're different flavors of brilliance, different expressions of passion for, the beautiful game.
Exactly. So maybe here's a final thought for you listening. Instead of feeling like you have to pick a side, think about what quality you personally believe defines true greatness, not just in football, but in any field. And then how does that specific quality apply to Pele and Messi? What for you is the core essence of their incredible, almost superhuman impact? Something to ponder.